Hi guys, Matt Thomas here at Cedar Rock Studio Guitar Gallery in Indiana, and today I've got a very special honor of presenting the Tom Doerr Legacy Select. Now, unfortunately, Tom is no longer with us, but I feel very honored to have this piece of art on my lap. This is one of the most amazing guitars I've ever experienced. Now, it features an absolutely outrageous Lutz Spruce top. I mean, it is so tight-grained, I don't know that you could count those rings. Now, another thing that's... It is so sensitive, and I love what he's done with the lattice brace on this. It's just phenomenal. Now, look at this. And this is probably one of my favorite African Blackwood sets I've ever seen. It's just got a perfectly matchbook sapwood center all the way down through. And it's just so even all the way through that. And I mean, the Blackwood's just flawless. Now, another thing that he did that was really special is he did a sapwood wedge here as well. It's just gorgeous. And he left a little bit of the center out that way so that you could put a pickup and not feel bad about drilling into that tail block there. Now, it also has African Blackwood binding all the way around with just this little micro maple purfling. But as you can see on this side, it's got just a little bit of sap peeking out around through there, which I adore sapwood when it just kind of peeks out like that. Now it's got an ebony bridge and a Buckeye burl rosette. Now the Buckeye burl is kind of the theme throughout for the accents. The bridge pins are ebony with the center drilled out with Buckeye burl and what looks like maybe an abalone little ring. So he must have done that in several stages. Inlaid the abalone and drilled out the abalone and put the Buckeye burl in the center. It's just really creative. Now another thing that I want to note before we move on from here is it is a cutaway, but then the cutaway looks even deeper. It's got like this demi cutaway that's beveled through here with African Blackwood as the cap for it. Now it also has a ebony fretboard that's bound with ebony with just some simple mother of pearl dots that, I mean, with the ebony, it just pops instantly. And this neck is one of the most interesting but lovely necks I've ever felt. It's really flat on the back. But as you get over the sides, you don't feel any edge. It's rolled all the way through the binding. And from the back, you can actually see the binding. So it's really easy to get around and wrap your thumb, or if you like to just plant behind like I do, it's got so much surface area that you can just grip anywhere you want, and it is so comfortable. It feels almost as if it's the same width all the way up to about, I'm going to say about 8th or 9th fret. Then it does get a little thicker into the heel, but it just feels amazing. Now, it's got a African Blackwood back cap, and also the head cap, most of it is African Blackwood, but underneath is that Buckeye burl. And also for the D, it's got the Buckeye burl. Now, another interesting thing is the whole top of the headstock is beveled at about a 45-degree angle. So it really shows the mahogany centerpiece and mahogany neck, even from the front, which I think is just really unique. Now, it's got the Phantom Black 510 Gotos, but it's the medium-sized ones, so they're not gigantic, and they're actually a little more comfortable to grab onto and turn. But enough about how freaking gorgeous this instrument is. It sounds unreal. It's just very immediate. The harmonics last forever on it. But it growls, baby, like just, it's got something very special about its immediacy, but also its dynamic capability. And I don't know if that's to do with how he voiced the lattice brace or what, but I mean, you feel it all over the instrument. It's quite interesting that it feels like the tone comes out from here, and even up here. You can feel a lot of the sound generating from the body joint. You can even feel it when you grab onto it. Now, it does have a slightly wider nut width here. It's 1.77 and 2 1/4 down here at the saddle, so it's very versatile for either fingerstyle or flat picking. And again, even though it's wider, it's a very thin neck. So if you like a chunky or thick neck, this probably isn't for you. But I absolutely adore the way this neck feels. I wish I could take this home with me. This is a very special guitar that someone's going to be very lucky to have their hands on. Now, if you've got any further questions about this Tom Doerr Legacy Select, make sure that you message Alan right away at cedarrockstudio.com and stick around and listen to how wonderful this thing sounds. Thanks for listening.